Hi everyone, welcome to Lotus Goddess. So I'll be pulling out some charms, and please keep in mind that this is a general reading, and we'll begin. So let's see what messages comes through today. Hope everyone's doing well and staying safe during this time. Okay. So in this reading, for this divine masculine, it has something to do with the divine masculine being stuck within his own home. Um, this has to do with his family life, and he doesn't have the strength to leave his home at this time. I can see there's a lot to do with some sort of family. Um, it's kind of like a family pressure that's on him at this moment, and there's also uh, a partner here. So it looks like it doesn't look like a karmic energy. It looks more of like a soulmate who's teaching this divine masculine lessons. Um, but it is a bit of a negative energy that's in here. And I also see that the divine masculine, he is still confused with what decision to make. Like he already knows that whatever he's in right now, it's kind of a messy situation. It's not something that he wanted for himself, and he's not happy where he's at. Um he's not happy at all with his current life situation, with his family, with this person who he's with. It's just become a very his life became more of a burden with the connections that are in his life currently. And I see here this divine masculine, he is not reaching out to anybody at this time, but um he has a lot of faith in him. He feels that somehow he will come out of this. Somehow he will be like victorious. Like he will survive this situation. He knows that this is something that's not going to last forever, and he feels that the first step he needs to do is to release what doesn't serve his greater good. Like he knows that he needs to change things in his life for a better way of living. He's just a little bit stuck at this time. It's showing also here that he doesn't have the heart to speak out um, to anyone about his situation, or um, even like when it comes to like how to get out of this situation, I don't see him reaching out to anybody to ask for help. Like how, like kind of like advice. He's not asking for advice from anybody. He's just trying to figure out things on his own. But he knows that once he gets out of this situation, he will be able to start fresh, like have a new beginning, a new start, a new life. And he wants to feel good about himself. He wants to live a healthy life, a good life. I can see here that he wants to cut out things of the old. Um, he's really thinking about his past decisions, um, and how he was not doing things that, like when you do things in life, you not only you want to feel good about yourself, but you want like your maybe friends or families, loved ones, to feel proud of you. And most importantly, you want to be able to face God. You want to be proud of your actions. You want to be able to face yourself in the mirror. And this divine masculine, he's recognized that he doesn't have a lot to show for. Like he doesn't have a lot to show that he can be proud of himself. Like he wants to live a godly life. In this reading, it's showing that he wants to get rid of the old ways of living, things that do not serve his divine path, and he wants to um start fresh, start new. It's like kind of like a rebirth. Like he wants to be cleansed. He wants to have it's like some sort of purification I see in this reading. He wants that. He's longing for it, and he's just trying to figure out first how to get out of the situation um with this person, and also to resolve any kind of issues that he may be facing at this time, with his current family or family members, because it's showing here that his home life has not only become a burden, but it's held him down and held him back from many good things in his life. But he's trying to transform his life. He wants to have a new beginning. And right now, he's unable to move forward because he's still tied down to certain situations. So, this reading is not going to apply to everyone. This is whoever this energy that I'm picking up of this particular divine masculine, he's still currently stuck. And he just needs a little bit more strength within himself to make that move to come out of the situation. But I feel like it has a lot to do with timing, divine timing. He still has to build more confidence within himself. And I feel like he's tired of living um, an immature life. Like I see here that the divine masculine, he recognized that his immaturity has caused a lot of blockages in his life, and it also made him um what I feel is like, because of his decisions that he made based off of his immaturity, um it caused him to fall into situations that, if he had thought more um, more maturely about, he wouldn't have fallen into those situations to begin with. So he's now recognizing that the decisions he made based off of his immature ways before um, caused him to fall into situations where he didn't belong, and he's he's recognized that, and he's tired of that. He's tired of being um feeling like I should have known better. I'm tired of, this is what I feel. I'm tired of making decisions that always messes things up. I'm tired of um making choices that always get me into some sort of mess. I'm tired of things never working out for me. Like he's just feeling tired of his previous way of doing things, tired of his previous actions and the results of those actions and dealing with the consequences of those actions. He's just tired of all of that, and he wants to release all of the past, and he wants to move forward. But first he needs to deal with his family, his whoever the family members are, and this partner who he's with, because that's holding him down at this time. And he recognizes that it's not that he's going to be held down forever. Now that he knows um, that that's an obstacle for him to progress, to move forward, he's thinking of how ways of how to get himself out of this, but he's unable to communicate this with anybody. I don't see him asking for any help here from anybody. It's just that he's in his own thoughts and he's not communicating. um, when it comes to his personal life, there's no communication here. I can see here that there's still a little bit of an imbalance, and this has to do again with the home life, with his heart chakra. Um, but his third eye is open. Like I see here that the divine masculine's third eye, he is alert, he is aware now. He's starting to become a little bit more intuitive. But his heart chakra is still imbalanced, and he has a bit of a confusion on what direction to go. Again, he's still thinking about how to get out of the situation, and once he gets out of it, he's not quite sure of where he needs to go, what's the next step to take. But one thing he knows for sure is that whatever lessons he learns from this situation, he will never forget those lessons. And he is aware that there's still things that are hidden from him, and I feel like he's starting to become more aware um of information that was withheld from him, whether it's from family members or this partner who he's with. Um, but oh, another thing I see here is that he doesn't have the strength. This divine masculine. It's not for everyone, but this divine masculine at this point he doesn't have the strength to connect with divine feminine, like to have like he won't communicate with divine feminine yet, because he's in um this situation with family and the soul partner who's supposed to teach him certain lessons during his journey. So he's not going to be connecting with divine feminine soon. um right now, actually, the divine has kept the divine feminine hidden from divine masculine. It's kind of like divine masculine's mind is completely immersed in this situation with the person, the soul, soulmate or karmic partner, take as it resonates, and the family members who are involved in this. He's so involved in this that he is not even thinking about divine feminine at this point. It's just that he's really tied down to whatever the situation is. It's like, for example, this is the feeling I'm getting. It's like if you see a fire, right? A fire burning, the first thing you're going to think about is safety and how to put that fire out. You're not going to be thinking about people who are not currently in that situation, right? Like if divine feminine is across the across the globe or across the country, he's not going to be thinking about divine feminine at the point, at that specific point in time when this fire is going on, right? He's first going to think about how to put the fire out, how to come out of it safely. So that's the best way I can describe the situation. Take it as like he's trying to put the fire out, he's trying to come out safely out of this um situation, right? Like clear, like out in the clear, like with stress free, right? It's kind of like the fire, right? So he's not thinking about divine feminine at this point. Once that fire has gone out, once it's all cleared out and he can, move on to a new way of life, peacefully, then I feel the divine will introduce reintroduce. Like it's kind of like bringing bringing the divine feminine in front of the divine masculine. Right now, divine feminine is hidden from divine masculine because he needs to go through this. Okay? So this is divinely orchestrated. It's not that divine masculine doesn't care about divine feminine. It's not that he has forgotten about divine feminine. It's just that he's so involved in the situation that he cannot see anything else but this situation. So he's just really caught up in this. In this reading, what I see, it's very beautiful for divine feminine because at this time, while the divine masculine is going through this situation, divine feminine, she is going through her own transformation. And this is a very powerful transformation that's going to elevate her, that's going to bring her to a higher, it's like she's going to become more intuitive and she's going to become very strong as a divine feminine. She's no longer going to be the way she was. And I feel like once she taps into that higher, um, like the better version of herself, she will just keep on going, keep on going. She will not look back. And this is when the divine masculine is going to be introduced to divine feminine. It's not only when he resolves or when once this is cleared out for him, but it also has to do with divine feminine when she is at her best and when the divine masculine has healed and moved out of this energy with the situation he's currently in. That's when divine feminine will be introduced by divine to the divine masculine. That's where the connection is going to be. And it can also be through a dream as well. um Oh, this reminds me. I had this vision uh, yesterday, actually. It was a vision of the divine masculine. Uh, let's see if I can give an example here. Um, oh, I can show it with this. So, divine masculine, he was sitting in a chair with his arm like this, and he was holding his heart like this in his hand, but the heart was actually in, it was like it was like a rusty copper colored, it was kind of like a lantern, but it looked a little bit like a cage. So it was like he was holding the heart in his hand. He was sitting on a chair holding his heart out like this in his hand. But the heart was in some sort of like lantern type cage. It was not open. It was not free. So I thought I'd share that with you. That's what I saw. Or just give me one moment. Maybe I can sketch it for you so you'll know what I'm talking about. Okay, I got my notebook here. Just give me a moment. Okay. So I'm just going to do it very quickly. So this was the chair. Actually, it was not a chair. It looked like a throne. But I'll just do it like this. It was a fancy chair, okay? So his hand was out like this. this is all I saw. I didn't see the full image, but I just saw this fancy chair, like this part of it. His hand was out like this, okay? And he held this lantern, and I'll do the shape of it. It was a unique shape. And in the lantern, it was hard like this. But it was like caged in there, like that. And this was like a copper color. It was like a copper, rusty copper. So it looked like a kind of like a lantern, but it was a cage, and his heart was there. But he was on a throne. So he was a divine masculine who is like the highest, like at his highest energetic level, like the best version of himself. Like he's very close to the best version of himself, but yet his heart is still, it's like it's not fully open. It's kind of like protected. I didn't feel like it his heart was trapped. I felt in the energy his heart was, it's like he's putting his heart out there. It's like it's available, but it's being protected at this time. Like it can be, like the heart can be seen, the love within the divine masculine can be still be seen, but at this time he's protecting it. He's making sure that it's safe. So that's the vision I got recently. It was a very small one, but I thought I should share that with you for this reading. I feel like the divine is trying to send some messages to divine masculine. Um, this can be through sounds, and this can also be through visions, through his dream state. But he's unable to figure out what the meaning of it is. Uh, he's still like in the earlier like stages of him starting to know himself, know about his intuitive side. It's like it's still a little bit immature. It's not fully, he's not fully aware yet, but that intuitive side is there. Like he's recognizing things, he's starting to learn more about himself, but there's some things that is not completely clear with him yet. um I think he's trying to figure things out about, why did I see this, why did I hear this, what does this mean, that sort of thing. Divine masculine, he does want to communicate, um he does want to communicate with those who are close to him, but at this time I don't see any communication happening. I feel like he's trying to deal with things on his own. And there's also information here about him trying to move forward and physically move forward. So he's going to be um, relocating. So he may move into a different place, um, different home. Like he can be moving to another city, something like that. But there is something about movement here. There's gonna be end to old cycles, and he's still I feel like there's a few things that he still needs to heal within himself. There are little things within him that get triggered, and he's starting to recognize those things by, like, it's being revealed to him. Like when somebody says something to him, he gets triggered all of a sudden, and then he questions himself, like, why did I react that way, or why did that affect me that way? So he's trying to figure out why certain things trigger certain emotions within him, and that's just going to help him heal and release what he needs to release at this time. So that's the reading for today. I hope you like this reading. If you like my readings or my enjoy watching my channel, my uh, please subscribe if you haven't already, or leave a comment below. I like to read your messages, and hope everyone is doing well. Stay safe and take care. Have a great day. Bye now.